All right. You're now live. Okay, it is Friday, October 11th, 2024 at 5:19 p.m. Sorry I'm a little bit late. I was trying to work with the camera and I have been having some trouble with the controls. Last week somebody said zoom in a little bit, but yeah, it's not obeying those commands. So things are what they are. All right, so I will be doing the Fallout 76 stuff that I need to do in order to continue advancing towards being able to make the Mothman Cult video. Along with that, I'll be talking about the upcoming lore videos, exactly where those things are in terms of production.
So good to
First here, let's go ahead and get this.
Splendid. Feeling good luck.
All
As
right.
you know, I'd like you to
Trying to build up
just to the
rep with
east
this
of the
character so that I
creek.
can purchase
There's all-
Stephen Scarsbury, I can't remember the name, at at Foundation, and in order to do that I have to impress them and up my rep with them. So I have all the gold I need the better rep. I need to be allied with them. So okay, so in terms of what's coming up with lore videos, the Starfield lore video, I just finished the first draft of that script this afternoon. I was actually reading through it when I finished up here, well, finished up there, and started trying to work with the camera. And that basically stalled out over about 20 minutes, and now I'm here. Now the actual script itself, though, like I said, the first draft is done. I'm hoping to finish editing that thing this evening, tomorrow morning, something like that, and then record the audio and put the video together. Now I already have all of the. Wait, I need to see what I'm actually doing here. Take a photo of Meg and the small campsite. Okay. So, because I had to run through all those quests for the New Atlantis lore video 3 times, I've already got all the footage that I need, except for like establishing shots, that sort of stuff. So I shouldn't have to actually do that much in the way of filming, but from the word count of the script versus the word count of previous videos, this video is likely to be about 90 minutes long, at least at the current length of the script. So in terms of the other stuff that I'm currently working on, though, I have done the basic lore harvest for a Fallout 4 lore video covering mass fusion. If you weren't here last week, basically because I've run into the technical issues with Fallout 76, where I have to up my rep with Foundation before I can purchase the character that I need for the Mothman lore video. Because of that issue, I have decided to do a video in Fallout 4 first. So, again, while I'm still getting my way through the dailies here to up my rep with Foundation. So, work continues here while I start work on other things as well. Alright, let's head to the small campsite. Hope everybody's had a good week. Looking forward to the weekend. I'm getting very ready to get these videos out because I've I've been working on them straight for a long time now. The New Atlantis lore video specifically, because that one is just seriously, I don't know if you all have any idea how long it took to get all that stuff together. I mean, just the raw footage that's going into like actually being used, and this is from a single instance of going through all those side quests, is 8 hours of footage. Okay, about a Chevy Colorado. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Get this small camp, yes. Okay, we're gonna go ahead to Ward.
You don't think the Edge Psycho gives you his worth it, huh?
Wait.
You want to devolve into a rabid
Foundation.
dog? Suit yourself. You can find new.
Yeah, something that you'll see in the video, and I think I said it last week, I'll say it again. There are no Starborn dialogue options in any side quests in New Atlantis. And there are 29 side quests and one unmarked quest that I'd call no backups, because it's related to having no data backup. And not a single one of them has any Starborn related dialogue, which is just disappointing when there was Starborn dialogue in side quests in Cydonia. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I've been wondering where you were. I've only seen you on there every now and then, really.
Finally, someone with the guts. Those detonators.
I hope you're doing well now.
In a well at another community.
What? This guy
went to get
always
on
has his
Tuesday.
dialogue screw up every time I come up here.
Excellent. I can show you.
Okay. let's go ahead and
The
do
quicker you recover
vital
missing
equipment.
the better.
Turn on the radio tracker and see where we're going. Alright, Crevasse Dam. And let's also
Good to
turn in the
see ya.
photos.
What did you need?
And remembering that I don't need
You
the reward,
serious?
I need the rep.
Hope I'll see.
There we go. Okay. I've also been dealing with a weird technical issue, I think, with the dailies over at... What's it called? The White Spring. I don't know if they've changed how they do this stuff. It used to be like a proper daily where you'd go in, and I know they changed the whole system for powering up the Vertibird, and I think it's related to that. But it used to be that when I was building up my rep on my other character, I was doing the quests over there, and I wasn't even necessarily doing it for that. I was doing it to get the fuel so I could film the pit for my pit videos. But I would do the quests over there literally every day. Now I find that sometimes I have to go 3 or 4 days in between it allowing me to actually do the dailies, and I don't really know exactly why that is. So yeah, I don't know if there's something that I missed there. Oh. Well, I knew that, at least I was peripherally aware that John Denver died in a plane crash. I had not heard that that was the cause of it. Let's see. There's the thief.
Hell yeah! That loot is mine!
Okay. They never respond well to demands that they handed over anyway. Okay. Let's go ahead and head on over to Foundation. Or, not Foundation. Yeah, actually, Foundation. I was thinking White Spring because of what I was just talking about. But yeah, so there you get a good amount of rep, actually, for doing the cooking quest with Esme, however you pronounce it. And giving the soup over to the representative from Foundation. But again, I've only been able to do that quest every 3 to 4 days. Other times it's been... it'll give me like a daily that I can do. One for Rucker, or one for Rorich. And I really don't know why. I don't know if it's something where I'm supposed to be then following it up with the trip to the pit or to Atlantic City, but I have no reason to do that content right now other than perhaps to advance it so I can do that daily again. And that's that's like an extra 45 minutes to an hour of work that I'm spending on other videos right now, so I don't really have time to do that, just to get that little bit of extra rep.
I'm sorry. I'll get this intrusion module
Oh, shoot.
integrated. Good thing.
I needed to tell him I don't need the reward. Okay, well. Let's, no. Fast travel to Vault 76. Yeah, I've, in the past couple weeks, I've been listening to audiobooks on Warhammer 40k. So I've been starting to enjoy that world. Specifically, I've listened to the 3 books of the Gregor Eisenhorn trilogy. Xenos, Malleus, and Hereticus. So, if you haven't listened to that stuff, or read them, it's good work. Warhammer 40k universe is a really interesting world. I've also started the Horus Heresy, and I'm in the middle of the 2nd book on that. Yeah, I've played a little bit of Deus Ex before, not nearly enough to talk about it. The world is definitely very interesting, and I like how it's kind of like, at least my perception of it, again, based on the little that I have done, is that it's
You've returned.
near future with, like,
What? We have no...
very good technological upgrades to people, effectively. And again, I may be misremembering that, so... Okay. With that done, let's go check at the White Spring to see if they'll let me do the dailies. I've been discussing the Warhammer 40k stuff with one of my coworkers who's really into it. And today I accused him of being an agent of a Chaos God. Because I'm pretty sure. Based on the way he talks about the Imperium of Man. Let's see here. You gonna let me do the daily?
Check in with the medics if you're feeling under the weather.
My friend,
Nope.
I hope you will stop.
Not letting me do the daily today. Let's go check with Rucker to see if that one's available. I don't think this gives me any sort of rep with Foundation,
Could
but
always use an
just to
extra
show you what I'm
bedroom.
dealing with here. I don't really know what's going on with these guys.
Hey
Come on.
there. Sorry about the mess.
Yeah, again, no daily there. Best weapon in the game. Okay, I will
If you
run
ever find yourself in
100%
a
say
bind,
that I am not the best
always
person to
go
talk
with
to about that. Because 90% of the time I'm playing Fallout 76, it's to basically capture footage, read terminals, read notes, all that kind of stuff. And I try to like skirt around combat if I can. But I will say that this fixer that I have is my favorite weapon that I use. There it is. Inspect that. So you can see there,
I can't wait until dinner.
restore 2% health over 2 seconds when you hit a target, plus 50% to limb damage, plus 3 to agility, plus 40% to armor penetration, plus 100% to sneaking speed, plus 15% to stealth and shadows. This is the gun that I use endlessly.
Wonder if they have any chems laying around here.
I definitely do not have good luck with heavy weapons, but that's because
May I
I'm not
interest you
spec'd
in
into them
wine,
at all. So
beer, and or
let's see here.
If you got a spare moment, I could.
There we
still
go.
use it.
He's got a daily for me.
That's what I like to. Remember, just snap a few.
Again, I don't know if this even helps me progress the chain of dailies, but like literally every day I'll go talk to all these people and I'll get like a daily, and I don't know what's going on with that. Because I should be at the point where it's like, okay, every day I get 4 dailies, but no, it's like running in a cycle, and I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know if that's, again, just normal now. I don't know if that's the way this stuff is run now. Because I haven't done these dailies since I was doing the video on the pit, and that was before they did the update to make it so you don't have to basically pay for that anymore. Now I gotta get another photo of Meg. Okay. Harvest a blackberry. Fenderbot Greg. Okay. Blackberries. Do I have any near my camp? I remember there being some near the White Springs Station, I think. The gun was actually a gift from a viewer. If you give me a second here, I'm trying to remember exactly who it was, and I apologize because it seriously is my favorite gun. It's been at least a couple of years since I've interacted with this guy. How would I remember his name starts with a C, and I need to look it up because I get this question occasionally, and I feel bad about the fact that I've forgotten that. But again, it's been at least a couple of years.
Never seems to end.
I could have sworn I remember there being one right here. There's some glowing sap. There's a lot of trees out here if you need wood. Okay.
I'm all out of water.
There's some silt. That's what I remember being out here. Silt beans, because I needed to collect those for something. There's some blackberries, though. Okay. Up next, Vendor Bot Greg. Let's see, where's... Okay. I guess they're both up there. Fast travel to 76, actually... Yeah. It's slightly closer than the crater. I don't know if everybody else has this, but if you're ever trying to think of a name or a word, for me at least, my brain will constantly throw out suggestions. And it keeps throwing me the name Caswell. Except for I know that that's a guy that I used to work with named Selden. And that is not the person that I'm thinking of here. Okay. Let's see here. But it's one of those things where if I don't say the word that my brain is throwing at me, it'll just keep throwing it at me repeatedly. Okay, ammo vending machine. Alright. Let's go find Vendorbot Greg. Again, I don't even think this doesn't help me with a rep that I need, but at the same time, I've got this fear that if I don't do this, then it'll stay in the rotation and it won't go right back around again to the rep I actually do need to do, or the quest I do need to do for the rep. I don't want to do that. Thank you. I like the Grafton Mare. I don't like the fact that every time I walk into this area, it starts this event. Alright. Another photo.
That's why he has handlers.
And off to Meg at the crater.
Someone gets a bigger cut than you, someone's up. Watch your back.
Got an anti-armor gun, huh? That's nice. Let's see here.
About time to hit him.
You don't like the mare, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, playing since the beta, the Grafton Mare was one of the few NPCs in the game. Obviously, there were no human NPCs. But the Grafton Mare was one of the only people that would ever actually talk to you, so...
Never should have thrown
Okay, level 12.
First place.
Let's see. Wait, did it just not get that? Okay. What's going on? It recognizes... Let's see if saving it makes a difference.
Always speaking in riddles.
No. Is it because I had to get another photo earlier? I've turned that one in, though. Well, this is concerning. Let's leave and come back in. Looks like I may have just found a bug.
Survive.
Hey, Chris. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good week. Yeah, I'm looking forward to talking about the mass fusion stuff, though. And the nice thing about it is it's going to be a relatively quick video to get together. There are only 3 sites connected to mass fusion, aside from billboards and things like that. Get better storage. So, depends on if you're willing to pay for it, effectively. Basically... Did that... Okay, well this isn't going to work, it looks like. Alright, well I guess I can't do that daily today. I'll just log into the other character real quick. So, again, in terms of storage, I think you have 1,200 units of storage, as it is. Was like ridiculously low when the game started, like 600 or something like that. They ended up getting up to 900 and then up to about 1,200 or something like that. Okay. You were with GTA when the game launched. Gotcha. Yeah. I've played it's one of those things where I think I would like GTA Online, but it's just one of those things where it's like I've never really gotten into it. I've spent a little bit of time doing it. Man, the lighting there was just weird for a second. I was thinking there were almost 2 suns in the view. Which is not a good thing in the Fallout universe, because that second sun is probably a nuke. But, one second. I need to plug my phone in here. But yeah, GTA 5 is a game that I loved. Love doing the heists more than just about anything. Like going over everything with Lester beforehand and then executing those things. Always fun. Okay, let's see what the challenges are today. And I also need to get gold on this guy if I can. You can see here I've gotten all the weekly stuff done. That was done a couple days ago. Legendary enemy, that's just something you kind of gotta find. Insects, I'm not gonna do that. Let's see, best build camp. I had a weekly that was drink 5 Nuka-Cola oranges, so I'll have to go get more of those. Typically you can get one from Nuka World on tour, and you can get another one from the White Spring. But, back to storage. Again, 1200 is just your base level storage now for everything. But if you're willing to pay for Fallout First, which I do because it makes filming way easier, you get basically endless junk storage, so you don't ever have to worry about that kind of thing ever again. And that can actually seriously free up space in your storage. And along with that, you also get ammo storage, which again also really frees up space. Oh yeah, I didn't know that there was a hacker problem there in GTA Online. It's kind of funny because I remember when they decided that they were going to ban people using mods in the game, and it was like part of it I would think was angled at preventing cheating, which if they're having cheating problems and they got rid of mods, that's kind of funny, honestly. Just because it's such an anti-consumer move to ban mods from a game. Obviously, you can't use mods in multiplayer. That makes complete sense. But the fact that they were banning single-player modding was so strange.
Well, hello. Do you like Nuka-Cola? Don't be silly. Of course you do.
To destroy a community like that, it's like if Bethesda decided just overnight, nope, no more mods. Now, I know people have complained about the Creation Club stuff, but at the end of the day, I don't have a problem with that because, again, they haven't gotten rid of mods. And I like to think that there are some people out there that could effectively make a career out of creating mods, and I think they've even hired some of the people that put those things together. I will say the one thing I don't like about the Creation Club is that there now are Bethesda-made mods on the Creation Club. So basically, it's like they've gone back to horse armor. So
Ever want to play?
yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, you're saying the hackers will ban you. Okay. Well, again, I was saying, what I was trying to say is, like, I thought the whole thing with where they were getting rid of mods was they were trying to get rid of hackers.
You'd think with all that Tinker and Skippy
anyway,
does that
let's see.
he'd come up with something more
Challenges again.
medicinal.
Harvest wild
Look at all
plants
this
and
stuff
fungi.
people have donated.
Build
That's
floor and
great.
wall decorations in a shelter. Okay. Let's go to the shelter. But yeah, I was always disappointed in GTA 5 because they basically cut the additional story content they were going to do in terms of DLC. Because they originally had plans for it, as far as I can tell. I feel like I remember reading that the voice actors were talking about basically there were plans for it, and then they just never followed through. Which is really disappointing, because I enjoyed the extra content they had for GTA 4. Alright. You can see the results of me adding different things for these specific things they had. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I got the new corroded concrete stuff. Okay. Floor and wall decorations. Wall decorations don't seem to work all that well in here. I don't know, maybe it was just because of the way I was using it. There, Halloween. Ah, okay. Let's see, challenges. Daily. Yeah, insects, wild fungi. Okay, steel is like the most common thing out there. I'm gonna go to my favorite place to get steel. Just because it's right off the top of my head this popped up. Yeah. No, I'm honestly kind of surprised that they went forward with GTA 6. Specifically because they have made so much money on GTA 5 that I guess my bet is they've probably got some sort of internal numbers that have shown that their user base for GTA 5 has started to slump. GTA 5 Online, I mean. And so they're like, all right, we gotta get people's wallets open again. There we go. That's the steel I was looking for right there. Steel and lead, actually. Can chimes, 9 of them. Literally one more and I would have everything I need for that. Scrap something to make 10 steel. And there's another one right over here. There we go. Okay. Insects. Oh, are they shooting me? thought it was what am I wearing? Oh, apparently not my style. Oops. Okay. Alright. Insects. Recently, okay. My go-to place for insects is always like the little gap here between Valley Galleria and the Rainsect Bunker, or Tanagra Town. Or there's also the Stingwings right up here. Let's go to Big B's Rest Stop. There are so many spots with insects. But yeah, when I was collecting that information for the Mass Fusion video, I saw that their plant is producing over 22,000 megawatts of electricity. It's just nuts. Okay. Let's see, where... Right, south. Oh, that was legendary, too. 2 birds with 1 stone, or 2 stingwings with 1 stone, I guess. Is that it? There'd be more than 3. But I guess that's it. Alright, let's go kill some blood bugs. Every time I see the word Valley Galleria, I inevitably, in my mind, go back to Terminator 2 in the mall called the Galleria. Oh, yeah. Oh, Lord. Great, it just gave me an encumbering amount of pre-war cash. So yeah, the nuclear power plant in downtown Boston at the Mass Fusion building provides you 22,000 megawatts worth of power. 1 second, let's see. I can look up real quick, because I know that's an enormous amount of power. But let me look up real quick and see what the average power plant produces. Okay. And of course, it's going to depend entirely upon the type of power. And it's, yeah, it depends upon the size of the power plant, all that kind of stuff. Man. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look it up. I'll put that in the video. How about that? Yes, it is an enormous amount of power. 22 gigawatts worth of power. Okay, what else do I need to do now? Daily. I need to harvest more plants and fungi. Oh, need to scrap things to make steel, and that's it. Okay, of course I got all this cash on me now. So let's summon the survival tent. This thing looks like it should float on water. I want to check on that. I've never tried this before, so let's see. Oh, that's kind of disappointing. That would be fun, actually. Let's see if I can get it right on the edge. Yeah! That's nice. It's not quite right, but it looks like it's almost a raft. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Plants. Okay. There are an enormous amount of plants around the White Spring. Let's go take a look at that. At least I assume there are, because of the number of times I remember farming flux there back in the days. Yeah. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, we got Aster. More Aster. More Aster. Yeah, this is the sort of stuff you'd be farming back when we used to nuke the White Spring every 5 minutes. I haven't been in a public server in a long time, but the last time I was in there, they were not doing that anymore. So who knows? Maybe people are once again nuking the White Spring on a daily basis. I don't think that's the case. Of course, I think the last time I was really spending a large amount of time in a public server was back when they had just launched the Wendigo Colossus content, and so everybody was nuking Monongah every 5 minutes or so, which that was a while back. So, all right, 12 plants. There we go. Got to rank 98. Okay. Let's see. What do I gotta get here? How many? I gotta get to 100 for that. Okay. I'm wondering if this Sicilian espresso machine actually does produce anything. Okay. It's really unfortunate that the game decided that I would not be allowed to use gold on a private world. Because if they had, then I would be able to produce that the video covering the Mothman cults already. But it is what it is. Okay. Now I also need to get gold on this character, basically to try to race from both ends. If I wasn't clear about this before, my Private Worlds character is needing gold, while the Private Adventure character needs rep. So let's see if on this one I can do Esma's... Wait, no. That didn't make any sense. I need gold, which... Okay. Foundation. Oh. Anybody got plans for the weekend?
It's kind of strange what you found in that vault.
Personally, I've got to probably clean up the house a little bit and again get these videos done.
Finally, someone. If you can get... Excellent. I can show you.
This will get me some rep. Well, not
The
rep.
quicker you recover
Gold.
missing equipment, the better.
And days. Where am I going for this one? Okay. Toxic Dried Lake Bed. I also am probably going to need to do some canning as well. Every year for Christmas I give out canned goods. Specifically jams, jellies, pickles, stuff like that. And like last year I had 18 different products I was handing out. So I'm going to need to... I have only produced like 6 different products so far this year, so I need to really get the lead out on that. Oh, nice. Painting the house. That's a lot of work. Yeah, I canned brandied cherries, cherry marmalade, orange marmalade, Meyer lemon marmalade. Let's see, pickles. I also did sweet and sour. What's it called? Relish. Yeah. I made strawberry kiwi jam. This year so far I've made cherry marmalade, brandied cherries, peach and rosemary jam. Last year I made that as well, but I made it with Fredericksburg peaches. Oh, I'm moving away from it. If you're unaware, we grow a good amount of peaches here in Central Texas, and Fredericksburg peaches are generally taken to be the best. Now this year I missed the Fredericksburg peach season, so I had to go with California peaches, but there's nothing wrong with California peaches. Especially, I bought these ones at Costco when they were... There was a 2 to 3 week period this year where Costco was selling like some of the best peaches I've ever had in my life. There was a day where I ate like 6 of them. Okay. And okay. It's hard to tell if I was... Because it moved by .01 or something like that. There we go. Well, they said California, but I should have checked the actual town. Oh, jeez. I am... Okay, this way is right. Okay. It's a Blood Eagle Thief this time.
Goosebumps.
Oh yeah, blueberry butter, blueberry syrup. I gotta say, making blueberry butter is one of my least favorite activities. Because basically what you do is you cook the blueberries, basically mash them up and cook them and then strain them to make syrup. You mix that with simple syrup, which is equal combination of sugar and water. And then to make blueberry butter, you puree the pulp that's left over from the blueberries and add some spices to it. And it's really good. But you're literally cooking this stuff until it gets above boiling temperature and it's spattering out hot, gooey blueberry pulp that sticks to your skin and scalds you. It is not fun. Okay, real quick there. David Eduardo, you need to know that this is a Fallout world, and I have damage turned up like crazy. Now, I will say that this gun does do amazing damage as it is, but it is definitely far above what it normally produces here in my Fallout world, so keep that in mind. Yeah. Oh, your stove alarm's going off. Okay. Okay, let's see. Return this stolen item to Ward. Okay, also need to do the work for Crater as well, if I'm going for gold here. I'm about halfway to the gold on this one, and crazy, like, it's one of those things where the rep scales, I think I can't remember how much it is. It's an enormous amount of rep to go from neighborly to ally. And that is what I'm currently working my way through. Yes, I'm playing it on a custom world. Yeah, that's why there are no players. And the reason I do all of my challenge stuff here because they allow you to. And so I can just basically run through everything real quick, get it all done, get it out of the way. And this is also the world in which I film. Just because, again, I never have anybody come through. You know, and it's also one of those things where it's like, if I'm trying to create a surveil video where I'm documenting all of the loot that can be found in a location, that's a lot easier to do when I know that nobody else has run through that location. So I can say with specificity, this is the stuff you're going to find at this location, basically, if no one else has come through here yet. Okay. Need to...
Radio vacuum tube. Locations...
This is the best part about this one, about the Fallout Worlds, is that this one is also set up to where I can build without getting the necessary ingredients. And so in this case, I can even actually go over to this, and I can go to quest items, and I can craft the radio vacuum tubes that I need for her. Because basically every time you go out to get those radio vacuum tubes, you get 3 of them, and at least one of them is damaged. And so you have to come back and you have to craft a fixed one from the damaged one. But because I don't need resources, I can craft all 3 of them and hand them on over.
Guess this means you've earned yourself a... I'll put in a good word.
There we go. Yeah, it's basically cheating. But at the end of the day, again, it's a Fallout world where I try to film the lore. I'm not doing this stuff competitively in any way or anything like that, so... Okay, let's scrap that, because I don't need the extra weight. I should probably put away at least one of these weapons. Okay. Let's see. I'll go back to the camp real quick. Oh, yeah, to an extent you can. For example, like I've got another custom world where it is constantly clear. Like there's never any rain, ever. And it's kind of weird because it actually alters the local environments to where you don't have the lighting that's typically found in those locations. In fact, if you watch my video that I did on Harper's Ferry, I filmed that in that world where everything's always clear. And so there's not the usual yellow tinge of the mire, and things look different, I'll definitely say. Very different. Right now I've got the Halloween weather machine out here. So it is making it like it's Halloween out here. That's why the sky looks like this. Alright. Let me go ahead and... Do I have anything to scrap? No, I don't have anything to scrap. What did I come here for? Oh, right, storage. I wanted to show that off. So if you've got Fallout First, you get the scrap box, where you can store all of your scrap, and it all goes in here and does not take up any space within your stash. Along with that, there's the ammo storage box, where I've also got ammo that I store that I don't need. And basically, it'll look at... You can even press transfer unused, and if you're carrying a weapon that uses a certain type of ammo, you'll keep that in your inventory. Everything else gets thrown right on into the box. So, it's very helpful. Okay, let's go ahead and go to Ward and hand over that stolen piece of equipment.
If you're looking to trade, check out Sonny's.
Alright. Here we are. And after this I can see exactly how many treasury notes I actually have.
The quicker you recover a missing equipment.
Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, nope. Didn't go through.
I'm sorry to hear. Haven't had to use a...
Okay. And I can actually do one more quest at least here. Lane, I've seen actually hand out treasury notes before, so we'll see if that'll work again. Not all of them do. Not all the dailies do, and I never can tell which ones do. And I'm sure that that's me missing something that's probably obviously detailed, but... Okay. Let's see here. Lane and his responders here.
You've returned.
I've taken over the old
Now,
Gilman
what
lumber mill.
business do I feel like being my courier?
I guess
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna be a courier. I gotta gather
Here to volunteer.
care package.
Or just
Didn't
to
Oh,
I do
escape
this
for a
one
while.
last time? I think that's the case. Let's see. Food parcel. Is this a new power armor station? I don't think I've seen this one before, so I think this is new with the responders. Unless I simply missed that in the past.
You want a safe haven? Go to our
Bandages.
headquarters in the
Now
refuge.
craft the responders care package.
We have selves around here somewhere. Or are we out already?
There it is.
Glad we got those bots up and running.
Okay, where are we delivering this to? Ah, Blue Ridge Bunkhouse. Yeah, I've done this before. The other one that I've done repeatedly is the one to collect Mothman cultists' relics, or not relics, fetishes. I don't know what to call them. The little objects they pray with in their spaces within Organ Cave over here. Which, by the way, Organ Cave is a real place. It's not found near Point Pleasant. I think I just had a Coke explode in the fridge here. It's not near Point Pleasant. It's actually near Lewisburg. It's not far from Uncanny Caverns, actually. So, okay, let's see here. Going to go ahead and check on how much cash I have now.
Keep the line moving.
don't understand why we can't get a few more Sunnies to do the boring job.
I do wonder exactly how much they're going to do in terms of updating these locations that they added with Wastelanders.
I wonder if Sonny has any ice cream now that he has a fridge.
Specifically places like Foundation and stuff like that. There have been minor updates that have come
What the
in
heck is a John
with
anyway?
Broken Steel.
I just don't get it.
I just don't know how much more they're going to do. Specifically, I believe that they added the supply room down here. We head down these stairs. I think this stuff in here was added with Broken Steel, or at the very least, this is the first time it was actually part of a quest. And I think the same thing was done with the War Room. That was, I'm almost certain, absolutely new with the Crater. With Broken Steel. But I don't know what else they're going to end up adding to it. There's a lot they could do with this space. We'll just see. Let's see. Any nukes from the war? Have you noticed their time? So as far as I know, there are only 2 nuclear detonation sites in Appalachia. Now you can occasionally, I think, and it's one of those things where now I'm mixing in my head different random occurrences. But I'm pretty sure you can occasionally find an undetonated bomb, but that's just a random encounter. But the 2 actual bomb sites that I know of in Appalachia are found here at the Foundation outpost and below the Foundation outpost. The guy with the hammer. Let's see here. Okay. So, the Foundation outpost is built on one of the bomb craters here. And you can see that they built their radiation filtering device down there. But yeah, this used to be some sort of military outpost. I filmed this at least a couple times before they ended up adding the Foundation outpost. And you can see the APC over there. Along with that, there is a Brotherhood of Steel vertibird that's crashed over there. Plus you can see all the trees that have been blown outwards and blown down. They've never explained what exactly this site was, and I'm hoping we'll get some information on that at some point. But yeah, so right here, vertibird crash. That was basically, if you're unaware, the Brotherhood of Steel before the collapse, before the collapse of the original Appalachian Brotherhood of Steel, there are a few of their vertibirds lying around, but my bet is that those things basically stood little chance against the... I forgot what they were called over here. They basically stood little chance against the Scorched Beasts. Yeah, no, again, I want to know what this site was, and I'm hoping at some point we will get that information, but up to this point we have yet to get any information on why they selected this spot. No information as to what it even was. It clearly is some sort of military site because there are, or military occupied site. Interesting cloud cover down there. But the other crater is actually right over here. So that's the larger one, the upper crater. And the lower crater, I think, was simply a target that was hit because it was close to whatever this upper crater was, like whatever was here before it became the upper crater. Right there. That's the other, that's the lower crater, it's the smaller crater. Well, so the problem is the Chinese were not aware of the extremity of the technology, the high level of the technology that was involved with these things. They had heard stories about factory cities in the mountains, and we'll just go find this terminal entry real quick. It would make sense that it would be related to FEV, especially when, I can't remember who it is, which one of the original creators of Fallout and Fallout 2 has talked about that the reason that the Chinese started the war, and they said that the Chinese did start the war, and that's always been my contention, is because they basically had found out about FEV, and they started the war because of that. Because of the biological weapons programs and things like that.
Intruder.
Let's go ahead and head over here.
Identify yourself.
Go to the Fujinia Intelligence Base. But basically the Chinese didn't know the severity of the problem with the automated silos. They didn't know how serious a threat they could be. Which I'll show you here in just a second. Alright, I'm trying to remember exactly. Right, it's in the generator room. This, by the way, if you're unaware, is the spot where Liberator bots come from. There it is. Definitely hear more of these things coming after me. Okay. Oop.
Your cooperation is requested.
Oh. Is that it? No, I heard another Liberator screaming at me. But I don't see it. So it'll probably come up in the middle of reading this. Okay. Enter command. 4-party 651. Okay, so these are the notes of the actual local Chinese communists that were spying on the region. Base established director. The other agents are off working on their little toys, so I can begin the real work. My initial surveys show that the party maps are off a fair bit of the actual locations of the silos. I'll make sure to get you all more accurate coordinates. And the rumors of them being massive factories appear to be unfounded thus far. If anything, these sites are far less advanced than the ones on the west coast. I'll report back more as I gather information. Checking in, but with little to report. Our direct surveillance of the sites has yet to bear fruit. Visitors are infrequent, to the point that we believe these sites may have been mothballed or set up as decoys. We believe a new approach may be needed, and request clearance to begin making contact with members of the local community to confirm our suspicions that the silos are non-functioning. And after finishing our initial evaluations, it is our personal conclusion that the directive of Operation Trinitite should be adjusted. A contact we established among the local populace seems to indicate that the rumors we heard are false. The whispers of Appalachian factory cities may be referring to the nearby Watoga, which does appear rife with useful technology. It is my personal suggestion that Trinitite shift its resources over to focus on the exploration of this place for advances that might end up serving the party's needs. There is one item of interest we turned up, a possible encryption method of the American launch codes. It seems they've begun a pilot program to break them up into multiple parts, with a letter paired to each number of the launch code. Spelling the English word will tell you the order of the numbers in the code, but the letters will be encrypted using a technique called a keyword cipher, where the letters are transposed from others in a variant alphabet. How this keyword is determined or where it's acquired, we're still unsure. It seemed too valuable a find not to share. So yeah, the Chinese were under the impression that the silos were not a serious threat. Of course, if you go to the White Spring, you can see, and I mean obviously going inside these silos as well. Let's go to the service entrance. I'll take a look at those sites here in just a second. That you noted there, David. Let's see. No, so I don't think that the one that set the Grafton monster free was actually in the area. I think it was further west, but I could be wrong about that. Which makes sense, having them mostly be air bursts. I mean, it makes the most sense in a tactical sense, but there's some weird stuff in Fallout where you can never tell whether or not what you're reading is real or if it's basically propaganda. But the original survival guide for the first game seemed to indicate that somehow there was this situation where they were producing like smaller, lower yield bombs that somehow yielded more radioactive fallout. I don't. But again, it's one of those things where you don't know if that's real or if that's simply Vault-Tec making things up as a way to scare people. Let's see. So yeah, you got again these little diagrams here. This is my favorite one here, though, talking about the automated silos, where you can see that they've got they actually have all the components to build like hundreds, thousands of new missiles within these automated silos and have them ready to go at a moment's notice. What's that, Kittery? I'll take a look at that. So, I assume when you're talking about the one that's near Grafton, that we're talking about basically an area near Hemlock Holes. So yeah, I've made a video actually on all the craters you can find in the 3D Fallouts. Some people have told me that I've missed some off the map in the New Vegas world. I've looked and I haven't actually found these ones that they've been talking about. Yeah, the art on the deer is amazing. Yeah, I mean, like, this is an area where... I mean, the thing is, this is an old golf course. So it's not going to have many trees to begin with. And I also was thinking about this just because you said Grafton Monster. But I know specifically you're talking about the Grafton Monster truck here in Grafton itself. Where the Grafton Monster became the Grafton Monster, because before that it was simply an experiment from the West-Tec facility here in Huntersville. Well, here in West Virginia, I should say. Where is that truck? Other side of town. So yeah, the reason why airbursts make more sense, by the way, is if you're effectively, if your goal is to damage the enemy's electronics and stuff like that, with an airburst you get much more of an electromagnetic pulse. Because when you do, I don't need to do Grafton Day. Oh my gosh. Yes. We've been over this. But if you do a ground burst, then you do still get electromagnetic pulse. But the main purpose of a ground pulse is a ground detonation, I mean, is that you're generating an enormous amount of fallout because you're throwing a bunch of material up into the air. But air bursts give you a lot more of electromagnetic pulse that destroys electronics. Okay, so here's the holotape here. John Bunton's holotape.
Okay, it's recording. OJB here, and you would not believe what I'm seeing right now. Yeah, I'm sitting here driving this truck, and what do I see ahead but a sky full of... Well, there's these streaks of light like nothing I ever seen. Woo, boy, howdy. It's majestic, like shooting stars in early morning light. Only I ain't never seen them in the morning like this. It's like a rocket streaking through the blue sky, or like... Oh, shit, was that nuclear? Oh, shit, it exploded. Oh, damn it, I was staring right at it. Oh, blind! Shit, I can't see!
So yeah, he witnessed a nuclear detonation. Seemingly while he was driving west, which could mean it's anywhere in this area, or it could mean that it's somewhere over in Ohio. Which my guess would be that it's somewhere over in Ohio, because there's nothing out here that warrants an airburst, so... Yeah, so, okay, and if you're unaware, by the way, also the Toxic Valley was not turned toxic by nuclear bombs. It was turned toxic by Darius Angler and the good people at Grafton Steel. I have 2 videos, actually, on that, so if you're interested, go check those out. But basically, Darius Angler was a chemist who worked for Grafton Steel. His brother, Billy, was working overtime, was exhausted, and fell into a molten vat of steel. Darius was so mad about it that he ended up creating a chemical that ate up Grafton Steelworks and turned it into these white flakes that are currently polluting the entire valley. So that's what that is. So, let's see what else here. Anything else? But yeah, that was a Grafton monster, which again, originally not actually a Grafton monster. It was originally an experiment from the folks here at the West Tech Research Center that was on its way out west, and was actually passing through Grafton at the time the bombs came down. So, again, it could well be that there was an airburst somewhere over here, but I think more likely it's something that was over in Ohio. And it's difficult to tell because at the end of the day, there's no real telling exactly what the scale on the map is here at all. Just because, like, we're talking like dozens to hundreds of miles that can be like incorporated in like an inch or in the full length of the map. So it's one of those things where I've also made a video on just how jumbled the map of Appalachia is, and so it's not really possible to tell exactly where things are detonating. Yeah, no, it's entirely possible that they were just blanketing the continent too. You know, it's like they set off an airburst somewhere just like right here just because they are wanting to damage as many things as possible. And it could even well be that this was a bomb intended to hit Grafton Steel, given that Grafton Steel was producing an enormous amount of steel for the American war effort. And instead it ended up detonating somewhere out here over the western end of the Toxic Valley, I mean, so. But, yeah, there's no telling exactly what happened there with that. Yeah. Do I actually have any more challenges? I think I've done those for the day, yeah. Let's see, what else to talk about? So yeah, basically you can find like 5 or 6 of Darius Engler's holotapes around the Toxic Valley, but it's one of those things where you can tell that Darius Engler was get to assault Raven Rock. Unfortunately, I don't think that's ever going to happen, simply because it has to be there for Fallout 3. But there's a single holotape here from Darius Engler where it seems like he was basically here on the day of the bombs creating this problem, but at the same time there's other lore that indicates that the problem was becoming a serious issue well before that. So I don't think that we can actually take Darius Engler, who seems to have been something of a madman, to be correct here. So if we play this...
The air raid sirens, the ground shaking. It's Billy. He's telling me it's time. Everyone is thinking about the bombs. They won't notice me. All I have to do is sneak into Grafton Steel and use my secret formula. Then their smokestacks will begin spewing toxic dust all over the valley. Then they'll be sorry they hurt Billy. They'll be sorry and dead.
So again, I think we can take it to be the fact that Darius Engler is the reason this place is spitting the white powder into the air. I think we can take that to be accurate, but at the same time, he shot a raccoon that he thought was a spy, and he killed a hiker that was out near his cabin because he assumed that this hiker was also a spy, when there's no indication that anybody else knew he was doing anything. But if we go down to the Capitol building, we can find an email that indicates that this was a problem well before October 23rd, 2077. So I think it's entirely possible that there was some sort of air raid drill going on. Possibly even there was the rioting that was going on outside because of the labor issues, where they were replacing people with robots and stuff like that. Yeah, it was a lady hiker who was out by his cabin. He ended up killing her because he feared that she was a spy. Let's see. Yeah, if we come up here to the Capitol building, we're going to go into the office of Tanner Holbrook, which I've mentioned before, but his name had 3 different spellings when the game launched, depending on where you were reading it. Alright. This building is a mess. Thank you. The Flood of Christmas 2082. Oh. Oh, no. Yeah, no. It was not related to the Somnus Initiative. Or whatever that one's called. Need to go up another floor. I can't get to it via the rotunda. I gotta go up here. Let's see here. Okay, Tanner Holbrook. There we go. What the? Oh, right, I killed that guy. Let's see if I'll be able to read the terminal. Partially. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think it's in here. I think it's actually gonna be from... Yeah, it's not here. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the World of Appalachia was like before that. I'll look into that, into whether or not the sleeper agent from the Somnus stuff from the Black Site at Sugar Grove was in any sort of part of that story. Pools Terminal. Where is it? Is it the personal logs? Man, I'm trying to... No! I think it's at the governor's desk. Now that I think about it. Sorry, it's been a while since I've been over this stuff in detail. Tanner Holbrook and the governor were buds, so that's I think why I was remembering it. Of the same party and doing the same things for the country here, which is to say, good things for business, not so good things for the people. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Governor's Terminal. Okay, Capital Mill Review, or Relay, sorry. Grafton Steel. So again, this is from June 12th, 2077. What are you thinking? You can't let them keep operating that mill. Have you seen what's coming out of there? It's going to kill any chance of tourism in the Northern Valley with that ash. Now, they don't have the manufacturing or tourism. If you thought the worker riots were bad before, they'll be out there thick as fleas on a dog's back. Fix this. So again, by, sorry, what was it again? June? Yeah, June 12th. By June 12th, things were already a problem up there in terms of the ash. So, again, that's my reason for thinking Darius Engler did not cause his problems on the day of the bombs. I mean, that, and then there's also just what happened up here with, I'm trying to remember his name. Let's go to Grafton real quick. Yeah, so in terms of a day after the bombs, that'd be pretty neat. I also would love it if they would do basically a public world, like right now what they do with public worlds, I don't know how many people actually play that, where they go in and they do like theme events and all that kind of stuff, where it's like, oh yeah, this time you can, every enemy's got nukes or something. I don't know what it is. I've never done it because I play in my private world or I play in my private adventure. But regardless, I know that it's not typically all that popular, the public worlds thing. I would love it if just like for 1 month they would do something where it would be basically for 1 month you could play the game as it was when it first launched. I'm saying without the bugs and stuff like that, but basically play the patch right before Wastelanders, so people can see, who didn't play at the time, could see what Appalachia was like at the time before they added NPCs back into the game. Just I think that would be an interesting experience for people. Now, in terms of you play. Well, no, I'm not talking about public adventure. I'm talking about public worlds. Let's see here. Basically, every time I see people talking about Fallout Worlds on Twitter, they're they're annoyed with it. Let's see here. Here we go. What's this guy's name again? Otis. I cannot remember his name. He's the brother-in-law of Arthur Woods, the gentleman who ran Grafton Steel. So let's see here. Yeah, so you can see here they're talking about how bad things are getting already, and this is May, and to where kids are dying. No, right, that's, yeah, so later in May, and then in June, basically he's caused protests to take place by June, so. So yeah, again, I think that Darius Engler damaged the steel mill well before. Oh, the real, utter, like, complete, foolproof proof, 100% proof that he did this stuff before the day of the bombs can actually be found at Grafton Steel itself. Like, you don't even need the evidence that people were complaining about it. The real proof that he did not damage the mill on the day of the bombs can be found here within the rolling mill. Welcome to the stream, Srockham3. Glad you like the videos. Let's see. Yes, for realsies proof. Repair plan. This right here 100% refutes any idea that Darius Engler damaged the plant on the day of the bombs.
I don't know what all they put in the furnace, but it's gummed it up for good. Wouldn't have been so bad if y'all just shut the damn thing down for a few weeks and cleaned out the blast. At this point, whatever it is, at this point it's fused with every damn part from the furnace to the smelter and the mills.
Look, Mason, I don't need to hear it. Can you keep it running or not?
It ain't gonna be easy. Whatever's going on chemically, it's pretty toxic and corrosive at that. You're gonna have to keep making near constant repairs. I can mark the areas, but it's not gonna stop the ash.
Foreman doesn't give a damn about the ash. The workers brought it on themselves, now they get to live with it. Besides, the bots don't care. All the more reason to continue the workforce changeover.
So, that's it then. Just keep replacing bots and machinery and let the plant destroy the valley and break up the strikers?
If you got a problem with that, we can cancel payment.
It's just get me in the van, okay? And get me out of here before anyone sees me.
Yeah, pleasure doing business with you. We'll recommend you to our friends.
Don't ever contact me again after this. And erase my name off that holotape. I went over the needed repairs. That's enough.
Fine.
So again, 100% proof this stuff took place before the bombs. There's no way they were doing a repair operation here after the bombs. So the other stuff was basically proof that it was even being seen from areas outside Grafton Steel, specifically out in Grafton and all the way down in the capital. But this right here tells you they were actually attempting to repair the mill, which again they would not have done after the bombs. So, sorry, 1 second here. Yeah, no, it'd be interesting to, like, I've always kind of thought it's one of those fun little thought experiments. Like, you're thrown into the Fallout universe on October 22nd, 2077. Where do you go? What do you do to try to have the best potential outcome? And it's one of those things where it's difficult to say, because let's for example say you want to stop anybody from launching any bombs in the first place, and you go with so let's exclude any concept that Vault-Tec were the ones who did the bombing. If you've watched the Fallout TV show, that seems to be the indication they're trying to go, the direction they're trying to go with there. Although I still don't believe that that's actually going to end up being what happened in the Fallout TV show. I don't think that, what's her name? Barb Howard would have ended up risking any chance of not having her daughter with her on the day of the bombs. So I don't think that Vault-Tec's going to end up... I think Vault-Tec will have had tried to plan the war, but ended up not actually having gotten it off when they wanted to. I think it's still going to be the Chinese that did it. But basically, let's say you go back to the day before the bombs and you try to stop it. Now, unless you're some member of the Politburo in China as it is now, I don't think there's going to be any chance of you getting Chairman Chang, or whatever the name of the head of China is in the Fallout universe. I don't think you're going to be able to get him to not send the nukes. Now, if you're in the U.S., potentially one of the best places to be, if you can get things just right, is potentially being somewhere like the Bogtown. And basically getting the codes you need from, what's his name over here? Scott Turner. Going into the Robco Research Center and basically fixing Watoga so that it's actually a fully operational city after the bombs. That seems to me like that's maybe one of your best chances of doing something actually good for the world. I don't know. It's hard to say exactly what would be... Because I don't think it's stoppable the day before. I don't know, you maybe go a bit before that. You could stop something there. But if you're looking to have like the best potential survival option, you're looking at wanting to be in one of the good vaults, like 76. You're looking at wanting to be in one of the Free State bunkers. Or you're looking to try to fix Watoga before basically as things are going bad, fix it before the robot massacre takes place. Anyway. Let's see. What else here? Did I miss anything else here? Yeah, I've also thought it would be interesting to see a game set in the pre-war of the Fallout universe. Before they ended up saying what the show ended up being, I think this is a best build camp here. Before the show ended up being what it was, I was actually really hopeful that they would make a show about the pre-scorching Appalachia. Basically start it like right before the bombs, follow a member of the responders, follow a member of the Brotherhood of Steel, follow a member of basically who would eventually be a raider, but starts off as like a rich person here at the top of the world, and basically just see where everything goes. And I think that would be a really interesting thing to follow. Basically have it be like a few days before the bombs, or even the day of the bombs, and then follow them through the near 2 decades that follow up until everything's utterly destroyed. Oh yeah, follow somebody within the Enclave. So yeah, you cause it. Yeah. Yeah, again, because my contention is it was the Chinese who started the war. And my reason for believing that, even before I heard one of the original creators of Fallout saying that it was because of the bioweapons program the United States was engaged in, my contention was always because there's news of American soldiers in mainland China. So not only had we kicked them out of Anchorage and out of Alaska, but we actually had troops in the mainland. And they just were not capable of keeping up with power armor, even with the problems introduced with the Fallout TV show in terms of weaknesses with power armor. It still seems like the Chinese were not able to handle power armor like they did what they could, but they just could not keep up with the innovation there. So it seemed to me like they were basically facing an end where they were going to be destroyed. So. That'd be interesting. I've also thought about they could make an adventure game set in the Fallout universe, where basically you are an American soldier, or you could even be do a tactical game or something, where you're a company of American soldiers left in China after the bombs, and it's like you're trying to get back home to the United States. It's like, if it's like a family or like a group of people, and let's say the United States military in the Fallout universe still basically has ships that are just like towns of people. Because if you're not aware, back in the Civil War, you'd have like, I'm going to create just a complete random name out of the top of my head. There's it may exist, it may not. But like the 4th Indiana Cavalry or something like that. And it's like this entire this entire cavalry division comes from one town in Indiana. So it could be something where in the Fallout universe it's the same sort of thing where it's like you're a bunch of guys from out of, I don't know, Jackson Hole, Wyoming or something like that, and you're trying to get, or Casper, Wyoming. So let's go over somewhere. The problem is Wyoming does actually, I think, does Wyoming have nuke sites? I can't remember if that's, I know the Dakotas have a bunch of nuclear missile silos. And you got to assume anywhere there's nuclear missile silos, I think Montana has them as well. So anywhere with nuclear missile silos probably is going to get hit in the event of a nuclear war. But, okay, and so, yeah, and what I'm talking about here is, like, I'm not even talking about, like, a first-person game. I'm talking about isometric. And, yeah, it would be one of those things where you definitely don't have... You're not able to use existing assets in that, but think about how cool that would be if you're like escaping mainland China, trying to like go through Japan, parts of Russia, going through the old battlefields of Alaska, crossing formerly occupied Canada that's now just, you know, completely fallen apart. I think it'd be a really interesting thing to see. So anyway, though, I think I'm going to close things out here for now. Basically, what I'm going to be doing over this weekend, if you missed it earlier, is I'm going to be finishing the New Atlantis lore video that I'm doing on Starfield, and I'm also going to be doing a Fallout 4 lore video covering Mass Fusion. As I continue to work towards getting gold on this character, or rep on the other character, I'm going to eventually get to the point where I get the Light Companion Stephen Scarberry, or Scarsbury, or whatever his name is. Let's go take a look at that, what that name is real quick. I'm eventually going to get that character, then I'll be able to go ahead with the Mothman Cult video. That's the only thing that's really holding me up for now. There are, of course, still a couple things that I would need to film covering the Mothman Cult, but I've got all the data that I need on them, really, to put the video together. It's just I need this Light Companion to get this video done. Once I have this Light Companion, I'll be able to move forward with that, and I'll be able to make this video. Along with that, once those videos are done, I will go ahead and, interesting. Sorry. I'll be, producing a video covering the Metro system in Fallout 3, and I also plan to do a video covering REPCON in Fallout New Vegas. So, those are the things to look forward to at the moment, but in terms of what's coming first, look for the video on New Atlantis and the video covering
fellow dweller. How's it going?
Mass Fusion and Fallout 4. So again, specifically the person I'm looking to get is Stephen Scarberry. You can see I don't have enough gold on this character. I do have enough gold on the other character, but I don't have the rep. So anyway, I hope everybody has a good weekend, and I will see you all next time.
Style that I can respect. Do you know what I mean?